Hey everyone, welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. Today we have our first ever Mortal Kombat character discussion video. I got tons of Street Fighter ones. Now we're jumping into the world of Mortal Kombat. This is going to be a long one. You know, Mortal Kombat's got a lot to talk about, and more importantly, we have a character that has a lot to be talked about for, and that is Liu Kang. We're going to jump straight into this because we're going to be talking about several designs, since Liu Kang's had several designs throughout the series and how I feel about them, starting with the OG Mortal Kombat Liu Kang design. Now when it comes to the classic design, you really can't go wrong here. Surprisingly though, this is my least favorite design, although it's the most iconic, it's the most simplest, but it does nothing wrong. It's, you know, you're a Bruce Lee kind of inspiration character, and it works very well. Now, I don't know about you, but unlike martial law, who I always saw as like, you know, just straight up a Bruce Lee inspiration, a Bruce Lee knockoff, Liu Kang to me always felt like a mix of Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan. I think it has to do something with the hairstyle. It's kind of similar to what Jackie Chan had back in the day, but the first design, you can't hate on it. The next design we got is the MKX design, and there's kind of two to go over. There's like the old man Liu Kang, the elder Liu Kang, which is fine. This is actually my least favorite design, but it's not bad. And then you have the dark Liu Kang, the Revenant Liu Kang, and this one, although it looks cool, it'll never speak like Liu Kang to me. It'll always be this weird, nebulous, dark Liu Kang, but it's not Liu Kang to me. If you want to go with a darker Liu Kang that does remind you of Liu Kang, we have Zombie Liu Kang, and this one is it's stupid looking, but it's iconically stupid looking. And of course this leaves us with the MK11 Liu Kang. This one is my favorite. I love what he's wearing. It's like one step away from looking like Michael Jackson. Overall, another elite design. I think Liu Kang has no hit misses. The closest thing you can say to a miss would be the old man MKX design, but even that one isn't bad. It's just okay. All the others, they land. And again, surprisingly, not the worst one, because not the last one, because we got the Fire God Liu Kang. And this one is even more interesting than the others. Although it's a really great design, don't get me wrong, it's very well made, both in MK1 and MK11. I always did feel like it reminded me more of a fusion of Liu Kang and Fujin rather than Liu Kang and Raiden. But either way, this is also one of the top designs, probably second place behind the regular MK11 design. Now, right off the top, I think I have to say that Liu Kang is the best iteration of a Bruce Lee character we've seen. And yes, I'm including even non-fighting game iterations of the characters such as Rock Lee from the Naruto series. I still have to give it to Liu Kang as my favorite one. I guess we could jump into his history a little bit, and that is his come up with Kung Lao. Kung Lao is the, let's face it, really badass yet jobber friend of Liu Kang. And I do wish we saw a little bit of Liu Kang's upbringing. We really don't see, I can't even think of like a shot of a child version or a younger version of Liu Kang. I don't even think we've ever seen that in anything. I could be wrong, but I can't even think about what he looked like as a child. Regardless, that's his homie, and I really like how you get to see Liu Kang and Kung Lao team up in MK11's story when they first meet Geras. I thought that was really cool stuff. It really gave off the Shaolin monks vibe. Now, his first major battles are with Goro and Shang Tsung in the Mortal Kombat tournament. This is, of course, the original timeline. I wouldn't be surprised if most of you don't even know what happened in the original timeline since it's been so long. But really, in the original timeline, there's no like major developments. He literally just beats the shit out of Goro and Shang Tsung, and then Shao Kahn faces him for the first time, and he beats him too. Like, OG Shao Kahn is just kinda, doesn't really have much. Liu Kang just beats him, and then he's like really salty about it. So you could slice it as either Liu Kang being like really broken, or the villains being not as threatening as they were later on. Yeah, it's not as bad as like the MK9 timeline or the I guess they do redeem themselves in the 3D era, but in the 2D era, the first like Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3, yeah, they weren't all that. This, of course, leads to Liu Kang saving the Edenians, whatever the fuck you say, from Shao Kahn's control at the time, because obviously Shao Kahn had enslaved the realm, or took it over at least, and Liu Kang saves them. This is kind of the closest thing you get to Liu Kang and Katana in the OG timeline. They're not really like much else. And he saves them from Shinnok, weirdly enough, because he also fights Shinnok. Like, every villain is out here getting jobbed out by Liu Kang in the OG run. This is where we get the beginning of the 3D era, and this is where the villains were kind of sick of getting whooped constantly. And Shang Tsung does the infamous snapping of Liu Kang's neck while he's training in the dojo. And I gotta say, this is probably the dumbest way someone has ever died. He literally just pulls up randomly and gets the kill. Sure. And this leads to also like the worst thing to ever happen to Liu Kang. I don't know what kind of materials they were snorting in that office to come up with zombie Liu Kang. And don't get me wrong, it's iconic, it's stupid looking, it's so hokey that it may be fun. But let's face it, I don't want to say it sucks, but it's so like weird. Maybe if it was like a non-canon thing, then sure. But the fact that this is like a legitimate thing is so weird, because especially weird later on when we get the Revenant Liu Kang, because now you got like two dark Liu Kangs. But the zombie one is so strange. I don't know what made them come up with it, and it's almost dumb enough to be cool, but it's also, I don't know what line it hits. Is it cool because of how weird it is, or is it just plain stupid? It's probably a little bit of both. The only thing Liu Kang does after this point is it's not much. Shujinko, he's basically a avatar or an OC you play as in the story mode of one of the 3D Mortal Kombat games. I even forgot which one it was. But you play as him, and you guys have to take on Onaga. He's pretty much like the most powerful character up to that point. And I believe the people that help him are Ermac and Liu Kang, and they defeat him, and then the timeline is demolished later on with the whole events of Blaze and shit, so the timeline goes bye-bye. So now that the timeline's reset, we go back to the Mortal Kombat tournament, and Liu Kang steps into it once again, and this time he has more of like a rivalry relationship with Kung Lao rather than just, you know, default buddy character. He's more of a rival to him. Is he really on Liu Kang's level? Not really, but you know, Kung Lao likes to think he is. I guess we'll go into it when I make a Kung Lao character discussion, but man is just doomed to always be second place, and in this timeline it's no difference. Liu Kang still takes center focus. Ironically, one of the first people that he defeats is Ermac, which is funny because them to help Shujinko defeat Onaga, but in this timeline they're just ops. So they go at it, and you know, Liu Kang's unstoppable at this point. And nothing really changes in this timeline because Goro and Shang Tsung yet again appear to get their, you know, get whooped like usual, you know. New timeline, same whooping that they receive. And to be fair, based on how it's shown, it does seem to be like a lot closer, you know. They're not as jobberish as they were in the original timeline. I know Shang Tsung ends up being really like powerful in the 3D era, but I'm talking about, you know, first 3 games. But now in this version, Shang Tsung is still decently threatening, but you know, he's not the big bad, let's be real. Now after this, we get like the reintroduction of Shao Kahn, and you know, he does the usual, which is obliterate Kung Lao. You know, he's gone, written out of the history books. And this kind of sparks beef between Liu Kang and Raiden, because Raiden is kind of leading them to their downfall and all that nonsense. Raiden basically cements himself as the worst coach of all time. But yeah, Liu Kang has serious beef with them. Liu Kang fights Shao Kahn yet again, by the way, and Liu Kang defeats him because Shao Kahn can't get a win over Liu Kang to save his life. But that changes when he gets superpowers from the Elder Gods and shit. And now it's different. And, you know, I guess there's not much to talk about Liu Kang besides his final battle with Shao Kahn and MK9. And man, this was so frustrating. The ending is so whack. So it's like some weird deal where Raiden says that Shao Kahn must win because he'll be punished and whatnot. And I just don't even know. I guess Liu Kang doesn't trust him because of everything that's happened, but it's like, dude literally saw a vision. Like, you should probably believe what he has to say. And don't get me wrong, he's still a really bad coach, but Liu Kang's also being a really bad player. And so, of course, it ends up Raiden frying him, you know, treating him like one of those Totino's pizza rolls. Which is unfortunate, because, you know, this isn't what Raiden wanted. It pretty much ended as horribly as it possibly can, but Liu Kang quite literally was cooked. Of course, years go by, and now they're having war with the Netherrealm, and this leads to Liu Kang's Hall of Fame Cheeks performance, which is an MKX, where he's pretty much like, he's just a minion here. He's a revenant for Quan Chi and Shinnok, and man, have the mighty have fallen. Just watching this man get cooked every encounter was embarrassing. This man went from getting like 82-0 record to I don't even know. It was just sad. In this game alone, man was putting up shit records like Jugo. It was embarrassing. And we all know Jugo's got an 0-5 record, so that's just not gonna fly. Netherrealm knew that because Netherrealm made it their mission to redeem Liu Kang, and oh my god, did they in MK11. It felt like the king returned here. Lord of the Rings style, he was back. So obviously, this is the older timeline Liu Kang with his homie Kung Lao in MK11. First of all, he's rocking the best design he ever has. And I love, again, the mission between the two of them. They fight Scorpion, they fight Geras. It just all worked. More importantly, he does what he does best and put the pause on major antagonists like Geras. In the words of Cody Rhodes, it was perfect. After that is when we get into Liu Kang and Katana. I love their relationship a lot. It's adorable. It's really cute. Both of them are wholesome. Both of them are really awesome at the same time. Cool fighting styles. They're some of my favorite characters in the series. In one of the non-canon endings for MK11, he makes all his homies the Elder Gods. Like, you can't get any more real than Liu Kang. Talk about bringing people to the top. He literally made his homies gods. And then, oh my god, we get Fire God Liu Kang. You see, while Revenant Liu Kang was over here getting his buns clapped in constantly, even in this game, it didn't matter. Because they cured this man from his Revenant disease. Liu Kang merges with Raiden. Dude, when Fire God popped up, he arrived like Thor in Infinity War. It was over for them. And he proceeds to cook all the soldiers Kronika has, as well as Kronika. By the way, I didn't even mention Kronika in this video so far because she means nothing. But she's a Titan, so she's even stronger than Shinnok, stronger than anybody. And Liu Kang does what he does best and puts the pause on her. He is literally getting jumped left and right by all his minions. I even forgot who his minions were. I think they were Katana, Kung Lao, and Jade, I think those were the three. And they couldn't do anything. Then she throws her daughter Cetrion, another elder god. She's like Shinnok. She throws this woman and she proceeds to get whooped. Kronika then absorbs this woman. So now she's even more powerful, right? So already Titan Kronika's already stronger than anybody. And then she absorbs her daughter. And still gets whooped. Liu Kang went from putting out Jugo numbers to pain numbers in the span of one game. He really saved it because he really cemented himself as the Mortal Kombat GOAT. By the way, before this, I even forgot to talk about it because I was so hyped up. There's like this cool sequence of Liu Kang and Raiden fighting in all different timelines. It didn't matter. In this timeline, they fused and they became Fire God Liu Kang. That was just a cool visual, by the way. That's why I'm bringing it up. It's a really dope scene. But he redeemed himself. He showed who was boss. And then, more importantly, he puts the cherry on top because he ends his life as a god with Katana. That is eternal buns for the rest of his life. W. Liu Kang literally redeemed himself. This is the craziest comeback of all time. He pretty much at this point officially cements himself as the Mortal Kombat GOAT. Now, is Liu Kang the best character in the Mortal Kombat series? He's certainly up there. I think there are some things that hold him back, like the Revenant era. It was not good. It was really a shame that they did him like that. Zombie Liu Kang's a little strange. But other than those two, other than MKX, Liu Kang was doing great the whole time. He's entertaining, he's charismatic, he's sarcastic. it all works so well. He's just so cool. And I wish I could stop it there, but I can't. In fact, I will say Liu Kang's the GOAT, because even in MK1, even though Liu Kang, his power was ass cheeks, and he made a lot of dumb decisions, I'm gonna blame that on Raiden. I do not care. The Raiden that fused with him, it must have like messed with his decision making, because he goes back to being the worst possible coach. He takes the coaching from Raiden in MK1, and it's just not good. Great player, awful coach is Liu Kang. But I will say this, Liu Kang is still has a presence to him in MK1, and I do find him a little disappointing, in fact a lot disappointing, because you know, he's not as strong as he should be. And I know he gave up his Titan powers, he's just a regular god. I don't even remember if he's an Elder God, I don't think so. But once he gets back his Titan powers towards the end of the game, oh my god, he just starts cooking again. Especially if you pick him in the final battle where it's just him versus Shang Tsung and Quan Chi. It was like a nostalgic beatdown. They literally got whooped anyways. They got nostalgia from this attempt. I'm gonna just say Liu Kang is the GOAT of Mortal Kombat, and you could disagree with that. There's a lot of other characters I like, obviously. You know, we got Scorpion, we got Sub-Zero, we got Mileena. There's tons of really cool characters. You know, I love Jax. Who else? You know, we got Noob, and tons of others. But I think Liu Kang is the definitive GOAT of Mortal Kombat. But that is gonna do it, y'all. That was my video on our Liu Kang character discussion, our first one for the Mortal Kombat series, and possibly we just talked about the best character in the series. I may change my mind the more I talk about other characters, but for now, I think I've talked about the GOAT. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like this video, like, comment, subscribe. Leave a comment below if I missed any great Liu Kang moments, or if I missed some moments that you guys think weren't so great for Liu Kang. Who should be my second video? Leave it down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'm out. Bye.